things look like they stayed pretty dry. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of moisture in the structure, but that is to be expected for a $10, $15 emergency shelter. Let's cook these up, get to bed, and deal with these problems in the morning.
When we first opened, I knew I wanted to have some sort of a retail element. You get a cup of coffee and you could grab a little gift. It felt really good to see the things flying off the shelves. It made me feel confident in my vision.
Welcome to Huntington, a bank that believes we should all get more for money, like a path to turn late nights into beach days, and a nudge when you've got enough for the go. Go for it, Daryl. Let's get more for money. Huntington Bank.
At PetSmart, get 40% off your first auto ship order of merit.
Things for you.
It's hair color time. I love that sound. You gotta shake it well. You gotta put it all over. Show the grays who's boss. Et voila. Preference by L'Oreal Paris.
Okay, clearly not what I wanted for dinner, but breakfast does promise to be pretty delicious. So I will thank you to everybody who has donated to the Beer Donation Fund. Breakfast should be good. More adventures to come. Things kind of got a little crazy tonight with the weather, so I never quite know what I'm going to get, particularly with that weather station down right now. I would have been able to, well, I don't know. It would have probably still ended up the same way. I'm going to crawl into the tent there in a second and hunker down, so to speak. In the morning, we'll reassess the situation, grab a little more firewood, and cook those crepes up because I'm really craving them right now. And we're at that beautiful time of year where I don't need a cooler because the temperature is so cold I don't need one. I just leave the food right in the car and all will be good. Ah, yeah. Right on. Okay, of course, this is a very temporary emergency shelter. Things did hold up pretty good. There's a little moisture in the sleeping bag. That's okay. I'll crawl in here, see how it does for the night, and give you the review in the morning before we have our crepey breakfast. I'm excited about that. So I could probably sleep under the stars tonight, but we know how that's been going lately. And it's going to be about 5 degrees Celsius, the same as before. Fairly chilly, 40 Fahrenheit, about refrigerator temperature. So feeling cozier already. This stuff does seem to reflect some body heat. Move these out of the way. There we go. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. That went about as well as could be expected. It was a bit chilly, but the sun is up and it's looking like a really nice morning. So I'm going to get up and conquer the day. So basically the biggest issue with this shelter I found is it collects the water underneath. So this doesn't hang out further than the floor. And of course, it fills up with water. So I wanted the sleeping bag to get pretty wet. And although it was a little bit chilly, it was survivable, but then it was also not very cold last night. But in an actual survival situation, you know, a half a degree warmer or a degree warmer is the difference between surviving and not surviving sometimes. So it's got uses, but I don't know. I think if I were setting this up, I would, if I were setting it up in a serious survival situation, tuck this in a little bit more on the bottom and attach this somehow onto the rope a little bit better so that it kind of hangs over like a ridge there. And that's my 2 cents about this, but it's noisy, it's not stealthy, but if you're using one of these, you probably want to be seen. So I don't think I'll add one to my kit, but I'm going to keep looking for an option somewhere between this and a tarp. Tarps, I have a couple of them, but even the good backpacking ones, the like polyester ones or whatever they're hard to fold back up and get right back in the bag again. So I'm going to continue my search for something I can keep in the backpack for those nights when I'm not sure how the weather's going to go. I'm going to see what happens when I dump this batter in this pan. One of the main reasons I brought emergency dinner, and I'm glad I did, was that I've made crepes once before and they ended up awful. So it was a bit of an ambitious thought, thinking that if I couldn't do it on the stove in the house, you know, a campfire's got to be easier, right? So let's see what happens here. Yeah, a lot of batter in that one. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, make it the whole pan. Why not? Part of the problem with this pan is I got it from a thrift store. This is one of these dollar store, or not a dollar store, the infomercial pans, and Gotham Steel or something. But given that it came from a thrift store, there's a warp in the middle there. So when I make the crepe, like just now, all the batter runs to the edge. I hopefully got enough of it in towards the middle that this shouldn't be a total disaster. But you never know, this is me. That's a really good sign. I think this could happen. Unreal. Now we're getting somewhere. Right on. Swiss cheese, mushrooms, some prosciutto. Yum. There you go. Mushrooms for good luck. How about that? How about that little guy? That looks like a camping meal if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I gotta do this in the future now that I know I'm not completely terrible at making a crepe. The moment of truth is gonna tell me what I need to know. Yep, this is joining the rotation of camping meals. If anybody has recipe suggestions for savory crepes, or possibly sweet ones, please let me know. And that's a good way to start the day. This will give me the fuel I need. Should solve that issue. And for those that wonder, I refill this thing. It's just a convenient, lightweight water bottle for me. I don't actually put my fires out with bottled water. We got a tap right over there I fill this up with. on, that packed up super quick. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll give an update here on our boat situation. We're supposed to be on that river right now, but it's really low. We got ambitious. We built the thing really heavy, and it's at the point that it needs those functioning drive wheels on it. And we got the back pretty much figured out, but as far as the drive system, we need to get a winch and have like it machined to actually drive those wheels. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. And despite it being only the first day of fall, around these parts, that's the end of summer. You know, we're losing leaves as we speak, quicker and quicker every day. And the water level has dropped incredibly low. So we need a lighter boat to go down the river, and we're building one. We have more barrels. We got a ton of those rain barrels. So what we're doing right now is we're building a simple 6-barrel, real simple frame. It'll be worse than the boat we took out last year, put it that way. Just a simple platform for me and Crazy Neighbor to go down the river, camp along the way wherever we can, and get all that fun stuff accomplished. I just looked at the river the other day, and I wish I was floating down it right now. So we're hoping to leave within the next few days here. So that's where we are there. And I'll probably get another video filmed, something stealthy, I think, to go up for next Thursday. The bad news is this was kind of a lame video, but the good news is we're back on a good Thursday schedule right now. And I've got all my paperwork and everything for my accountant pretty much sorted out, which I've also been going through. So at this point, that's where we stand. We'll be hitting the river very shortly. And yeah, there is a highway back there. That's the joy of Alberta campgrounds. Many of them are so close to the highway unless you drive several hours out of the major centers. So you kind of get used to it. You guys, I'm sure, aren't. And I know that microphone is really picking it up. So that's where we're at. I'll be on the river. Have a good stealth probably next week. Something next week for sure. Probably stealth out. But before I sit here and ramble ears right off, I'll quit while I'm ahead and get out of here. Thanks everybody for watching. If you do like it, please consider subscribing, just to stay up to date on, you know, it's not always a Thursday, unfortunately. I do try to do the Thursdays, but you know, with unscripted stuff, sometimes stuff shuffles around and it ends up on different days. So if you're subscribed, then you'll be sure to see it if there's a late one that pops up or if something pops up early. So cheers everybody, and I'm gonna get out of here and